I was born to a family of Australian winemakers that had moved over here, with 3 older sisters who couldn't be more excited when I was born.
Soon after Colby was born, we got the 3-letter word, we call it, that somewhat changed our life, which was CHD, congenital heart disease.
He was in, I believe, 1st grade. His growth started to slow. He just was not thriving anymore. And it was after that that we found out that he had a badly deformed aortic heart valve. That first surgery they did tried to repair his valve. Watching him being wheeled into surgery is not an easy thing to do.
Colby went back for regular checkups. That's when we got the news that the surgery was not a success.
I can only think of the strength of so many kids that go through more than 2, 3, 4, 5 surgeries, but hearing that you'd have to go in again for a second one was extremely difficult.
Working with our cardiologist, we decided that the best course of action was for Colby to have the Abbott mechanical heart valve. We knew that he could live somewhat of a normal life.
Whilst Colby's physical recovery was progressing as it should have, his whole emotional and mental recovery was a much more difficult thing to deal with. He went into a pretty deep funk.
I heard him crying in bed at night, and I went in to try and console him, and he just said, "Dad, I'm on the bottom rung of the ladder, and I don't like it."
One way that my parents got me to take on what I'd been through was getting me to give back and to tell my story.
The American Heart Association that we'd started to get Colby involved in approached us and said, would Colby like to be a guest speaker?
I'm really happy to be here. I don't mean...
Colby's up on stage as a 10-and-a-half-year-old little boy giving a speech, and he got a standing ovation. It was a time where, you know what, this might be a good thing and we might be on a good course for Colby that could help him.
You know, one day he hit on the, "Mum and Dad, we're a winemaking family. Why aren't we making a wine that helps kids like me?"
So we set off to buy some grapes, and we were going to make 2 barrels of wine and raise $500, and Colby had the biggest smile on his face.
The rest is kind of history, from wanting to raise $500 to make us all feel good to, at the moment, closing in on the $2 million mark is a pretty amazing achievement.
And so I am so firstly thankful to the people who made the valve that I have possible, but there's still more to be done. And so I love to do what I can to improve and fundraise for new research and technologies to make the next kid's life easier. And so every bit of this story is my desire to give back for the next kid.